Hi, I'm Dan Bishop,
I'm Paul Bennett.
and we're going to do a quick intro about the Decograph and the new Keras. What would we call it?
Keras Pen Club coin.
Okay, the KPCC, the Keras Pen Club coin. So we sent out a newsletter, but people had some questions, so we figured we would do a video and talk about a couple of the things. So I think we're going to start with the coin first.
Yeah, we're going to start with the coin first.
Okay, so here, I'll show you what the coin looks like.
Just in case you haven't paid attention to anything we posted so far.
Paul can tell you. I'll show you as he tells you what. See if I can get it to focus.
Yeah, perfect. So the coin program is something that we kind of came up with just as kind of a way to foster a different type of purchase program, but also almost like a pre-sale. We've had a lot of questions about pre-orders. We get pre-order questions pretty much across the board on any kind of thing that we put up on Instagram. Can I pre-order this? Are you going to pre-sale?
Or like if it's a new thing that people haven't seen.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's somewhat difficult to do pre-orders and do them accurately every single time and make sure that it goes smoothly. We've messed around with it in the past, and it just doesn't always seem to work out. So kind of combining the idea of a pre-order, some of the techniques in a pre-order with, but giving something else as well. So we kind of came up with this idea of a coin being something cool that people, challenge coins are kind of one of the fads right now. I don't want to say fad. They're
a popular item.
They're a popular item right now, and they have been for a while. And so we decided to sit down and come up with our own version of that, something that kind of takes on our style of stuff, of design, and then add some elements to it that would mimic some of the stuff you would see in a traditional pre-order. So the coin itself will be available. You can purchase it by itself if you just want the coin because it looks cool. And which it does,
yeah, and the price point will be similar to other coins that are on the market.
Right.
It's not going to be outrageously expensive.
No, it's
so don't worry about that. But the idea being, we only made 500 of them.
Yeah, there's only 500.
So and they'll, they have little cards and stuff. You'll see them later. We'll give more information. We just don't have any photographs of the stuff at the moment. But yeah, there's the idea being, so I guess we can start talking about that.
Yeah.
So the idea being that if you show up somewhere, probably either at the shop or most likely a pen show, if you show up and, kind of flash your coin, we should have some kind of swag that we're going to give away. Nothing super fancy, maybe some stickers or a button or a notebook or something like that, but or something else we can think of. But the idea being that that's one of the things you can do. Plus, it's just a cool looking coin. I'll show you some. So if you look at I don't know, I guess this would be heads. I don't know if it'll focus. It's not focusing. So oh man, it focused for every other time except for this. So on the front, it's got calipers and like an all-seeing eye and some lightning bolts kind of representing electricity and a gear and the Keras Penco name. The idea being that it's kind of plays it's an homage to like a lot of the old money. The Great Seal of the United States has an all-seeing eye on it. The calipers obviously because we machine stuff, and then the gear because we use CNC machines. It's just kind of a cool thing. It's not related to the Illuminati or,
no matter what you want it to be. No.
Right. You could pretend, it is whatever you want. But then on the back, let's see if it'll focus sooner. Come on. There you go.
Bam.
That's kind of a take on the Arizona flag. So the sunbeams and the rays and the star, and then established 2008 because that's when Keras was started.
Right.
So it's a solid copper coin. It was made by Shire Post Mint. Yeah, sorry. sorry guys. These were stamped at their shop. So he hand engraved them. I designed them. He hand engraved them, and they're awesome. This one's been carried in your pocket for a while. The other photos that we'll show you will they'll probably be a little bit lighter. This is a little dark.
Yeah, but it's going to be a patina, an antiqued copper finish rather than the raw copper. So it will, even brand new, it's going to be a little bit darker than just a raw
Yeah,
copper.
it won't be shiny copper. But I mean, you could polish it if you wanted to. I mean, it's not treated or anything like that. So, so we talked about.
So the idea behind it is
go ahead.
the idea behind the program itself is that you purchase the coin if regardless. If you want the coin just for the coin's sake, by all means, purchase the coin. It's an awesome coin. I like it. I carry it in my pocket. I have probably like
Shaking the table.
I probably have 50 challenge coins. That's the only one that I really carry right now. But it also brings with it some, besides the showing it off to us and getting some free swag, it carries some other benefits with it as well. Anybody that buys a coin is gonna go into like basically a program where you're gonna get notified first on any future limited releases and probably any releases period. Hey, we've got this pen coming out. It's gonna be a new item that we're going to carry, something like that. You guys are going to find that out first and have the option to purchase it ahead of anybody else.
Right. So the idea being that you'll end up on a list, an email list, that we will shoot you an email and you will get information and a link to a new item, or a preview to and a date for a new item. So it's kind of a secret link. So
secret society, but not the Illuminati.
Not the Illuminati. But
the Pen Illuminati.
Yeah, something like that.
Who knows?
But the idea being that most of you who purchase this are going to purchase it if they want the link. They're not going to be sharing it around because when we do make limited release stuff, they're not going to be in high numbers. Yeah. There's going to be more coins made than some of the limited releases. Yeah. So sharing it with other people is detrimental if you want to get the pens. Yeah. So it's just kind of an honor system thing, and the link will change. We might have it up for a short period of time beforehand, and then we'll change the link and then announce it publicly. So for it to be kind of first come, first serve, because I know not all of the limited releases are going to be everybody's cup of tea. So it's going to be something that will give you early access. Plus, it's just a cool coin. Yep. If you just like to have something to play with, and it's not a fidget spinner. It's just a coin. But
you can fidget with it, but it's not. It won't. I mean, and so you can try to spin it. But
it's about the size of a U.S. $50, roughly. I think it's 1.25 inches. Yep. So it's a cool coin. Look for details on that soon. I think that's it. So on the limited releases, select limited releases, the coin will also give the Pen Club coin holders will also get an introductory price that will not be available to anybody else. So some of these items will not be like our normal. Some of them will be excluded from coupon codes that we normally have, and this will be a way that you're going to be able to get a discount on the item itself. Right. I mean, and some of the stuff. I mean, like you said, you're going to get first dibs, and if there's for whatever reason there isn't a discount, I mean, you're going to get access to it first. It's just kind of a thank you because we have a lot of repeat customers and we have people who like our stuff. So yeah, I mean, and if it comes down to it, if somebody shares a link and we see a lot of activity, we can change it and then email again.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like someone could buy it and then ruin it for everyone else if they really wanted to be a jerk. But we have complete control. We have complete control. It won't focus now. Yeah. It's so frustrating.
So that's the idea behind the coin program. It's really, it's a lot of things kind of rolled into one. We wanted it to be a little bit more than just a cool coin. We wanted to actually come out. We talked about coming out with just the coin by itself for a long time. But we figured, while a lot of people would buy the coin just for the coin itself, if we actually offered some stuff with it too, I don't know, it would just hold a little bit more.
Kind of value added.
Yeah, it would just be more than just a coin. Which the coin is, like I said, the coin itself is cool, but everything else that we're gonna put in there kind of makes it its own cool thing that goes beyond just something that we sell. Because we can sell you anything, but
so
like this maker bot mine. Oh no, it's not for sale.
No.
Just kidding.
So now the exciting thing. So we've another exciting
Another exciting thing.
We've been teasing for a while a new pen. We haven't launched a completely new pen in quite a while, and people have been asking us, and so we
2 years almost, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've done engineering changes and some upgrades to pens, but there's been,
if we count the EDK as the last
yes,
new pen,
that was the
nearly
end of 2015.
Yeah, October. So
yeah. So we came out with it. We designed and came out with a new pen. We call it the Decograph.
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet. This is a preview. These are prototypes that we're going to show you. But the name is inspired by Art Deco. If you look at like our logo and things, that we very much like that aesthetic. And graph is a word that means like writing, so it's kind of Art Deco writing instrument. It's not a play on anybody else's product or anything else. We're not doing that. It's also very difficult to find a name for a pen that hasn't been used, because pens have been around for over 100 years.
So both the word deco and the word graph have been used in
several different
numerous pens.
Yes.
It's just kind of one of those things where we labored for like a month on a name
and
that would fit the aesthetic of the pen and that we really liked. And
so yeah. So we're gonna walk you through kind of some of the features. So the new pen, let's see if I can get it up in front of the camera here. It's probably all fingerprinted and everything too, because these are one of the demos that we had out for people to try at the pen meetup that we had. So some of the first, I can't get some real good detail shots. Maybe we can overlay some photos here, but I'll talk about some of the features. So the pen itself, traditionally we work in metal.
Yep.
This is acrylic. This is a machined acrylic product, and also aluminum and some stainless. So the body and the cap and the grip section on all of these are made from acrylic. They are machined from a solid bar, and they are designed to post, as people have been requesting. But they also feature machined furniture. So the finials, top and bottom, we've got like kind of a tapered top.
Traditional.
I'm doing everything backwards. So tapered traditional, but on the bottom, if you can't see this, you won't be able to see this, I'm imagining.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to.
We'll overlay some photos. On the bottom is the branding. People have asked why we don't brand our product. We had various reasons for it. So this is going to be the first product that's going to be branded very subtly.
First pen product.
First pen product that's going to be branded. So the on the bottom, this finial is branded with the K shield, which you probably have seen if you know anything about our company. And the clip.
Probably going to be at the beginning of this video, so.
Right, yeah. Some intro music. So then the clip is a machined clip, and it features some interesting details and other things. It is similar to some other ones on the market. It is a machined aluminum clip with a stainless piece that it gives it its rigidity and spring and everything else. So this pen is very light. It's lighter than anything we've ever manufactured.
Yep.
It uses a number 6 Bach nib. Let's see if I can get that to focus.
Probably not.
So if you
same nibs if you're familiar with the ink that we use.
It is not counterboard.
No.
It is fully extended. The grip section shape is pretty much identical to the way the ink. So if you like the way the ink feels, or it gives you a good grip, you can go pretty close to the nib. The threads are very smooth, because it is acrylic. There's not going to be anything, if you choke up on your pen, it's not going to be a problem. So everything,
it's a decent sized pen. It's as far as the size is concerned, it's almost the exact same length as the ink is. If you're familiar with some other pens on the market, the Lamy 2000, it's like almost the exact same size. You're looking at like the same length. and it posts almost as deeply as the Lamy 2000 does. So it's a full size. Technically, it's a full size fountain pen. It has a lot of features. I think that we've been asked for in some of the other pens that, especially the cap pens. People always ask us about capping, or they always ask, or we frequently get questions about why is the nib on the ink, semi-recessed.
We solved a lot of problems. It's
not
light.
Problems.
Well, we solved
a lot of
people's
requests.
Yes, so it's light.
Yep.
It posts.
Yep.
It's made of something that's not metal.
Yep.
We
get a lot of questions for that too. You would not think that we.
That's kind of our thing, and people go,
do you have anything not in metal?
Can that not be your thing?
Yeah.
So,
but it still has metal elements to it. We didn't. I think that was one of our biggest concerns.
So we wanted it to be identified as something that we make, and the way that we've designed this, there's a lot of room to play. If in the future we decide to do something a little different, we can. The nice thing about being able to make everything ourselves, design and machine in-house, is that we can make changes on the fly. We can do different things.
Which you might see that, on this pen specifically as we go along. We've actually had some luck with the last couple pens that we designed, where we released a small initial production run and then got some feedback, made some engineering changes to make the pen better.
Yeah, it makes it easier to make it better for people, to use, things like that.
We're pretty confident in the design on this one, though. Like, we've got, everything so far seems to work like it should.
Yeah, this is the first pen that we've done, out of a material like this. We've done some stuff with Delrin, but nothing like this. Yeah. We've got, right now, the first initial releases are going to be black. We're looking at some other options. We think people will be happy with, but you're kind of your standard black fountain pen is going to be the first thing that people are going to see.
Yeah,
and we think you're going to like it. So we can also talk about the fact that the grip section comes out. These grip sections are not interchangeable with the ink.
No.
The threaded portion has been changed so that you won't try to thread this into your ink and then put it in the cap and damage your nib. Which was something that we wanted to make sure didn't happen. It will be a cartridge converter pen, but also can be used as an eyedropper.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
You have to silicone grease the threads and everything else, but it should function. And we have some demos here that we have.
Yeah, we've tested probably now for a good couple weeks. Several different pens that are eyedropper of the prototype pens.
Yep.
Haven't run into any major issues, no major staining, no leakage or anything like that. The structural integrity of them is as sound as any of the other pens that you would potentially eyedropper. So anything else on the market, and anything we designed it specifically with that idea in mind.
Yeah.
We really looked at it and said we want to be able to use the cartridge converter, the standard international. But we have a lot of people that again, that's another question that we frequently get asked. Hey, can I eyedropper your ink or fountain K? Not a good idea to eyedropper those pens since they're made out of metal. But this one, with a lot of people asking us that, and with the ability of this material, we definitely took that in mind and made that one of the things that this is capable of doing.
Yes. So I don't know what the capacity is. We haven't officially measured it. It's pretty good. You could put a decent amount of ink in there. So we pretty much used the full length of the barrel.
You're at least at 3 milliliters.
Okay, well there you go.
When I tested the one that I filled up, that's why I wasn't paying attention, but I had at least 3 millimeters worth of ink in the one that I filled up. So
they work pretty good. Standard block nibs. The titanium will be available, gold will be available, as well as the standard steel. We're still working on a final price point, but they should be competitive with similar products on the market. We really think that people will like this pen. It's definitely our take on the traditional fountain pen. So
absolutely. Yep.
If you have any questions or comments, you can email us about it, or down in the comment section. you can ask us some questions and we can get back to you too. I think that about wraps up mostly what we want to talk about.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? So, like I said, if this is your first time on our YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, do some comments. We should, if we have any relevant links, we will put them in the comments down in the description down below. And so we appreciate you watching, and if you have any requests for future videos, let us know about those as well.
Yeah.
So once again, I'm Dan Bishop.
I'm Paul Bennett.
And we're with Karis Pen Company, and we'll see you soon. American.